Chapter 9. The Garden Where She Fell. The hour before dusk had always held a peculiar weight in the palace gardens. It was the moment where heat finally released its grip, but the shadows had not yet finished gathering. Overhead, the sky shifted from amber to bruised purple. Poirot moved slowly along the stone path winding between hedges of hibiscus and bougainvillea. The scent of jasmine was heady, almost narcotic. The garden around him seemed too still, as though it held its breath. At the garden's far end, the Queen's pavilion emerged from the foliage like a forgotten altar. 4 marble pillars, a domed roof, and a long stone bench where Lakshmi Devi, Maharani of this gilded prison, had drawn her final breath. They said she was reading to her son when it happened. A gentle moment, then collapse. No blood, no scream, just a stillness that never moved again. Poirot stopped. His gaze lingered on the lotus pond that mirrored the fading sky. A few white blooms drifted on its surface. Not a ripple disturbed them. Nearby, a gardener clipped away browned leaves with sacred patience. He bowed as Poirot passed, eyes never leaving his work. Poirot turned toward the pavilion. Something had changed. Poirot walked a slow circuit around the pavilion. As his steps returned to the marble bench, he paused. His sharp eyes caught a flash of dull gold, half hidden under the edge of a creeping vine. He crouched. With a clean white handkerchief, he brushed away moss, loose earth, and 2 fallen frangipani petals. What emerged was a locket, oval, brass, aged but intact. It was not ornate, no gemstones, no filigree, rustic. It bore an inscription in Sanskrit, almost worn smooth by time. Poirot gently opened the tiny hinge. Inside, a curl of black hair tied with a thread no thicker than a whisper. He frowned. Not royal, too plain, too personal. Footsteps approached. Poirot rose. Nikhil appeared from the hedge path, his silhouette sharp in the falling light.
"You found something?"
he asked. Poirot held out the locket.
"Hidden or left."
Nikhil turned it over, reading aloud.
"For truth I guard you."
Poirot looked past him, eyes drifting toward the lotus pond.
"Do you recognize it?"
"No,"
said Nikhil.
"but I know someone who might."
They found Acharya Varma, the temple priest, seated cross-legged beside a low shrine. Scrolls of palm leaf were stacked beside him like coiled snakes. Poirot presented the locket. The Acharya's face changed the moment he saw it.
"This,"
he said quietly,
"belonged to Lakshmi's mother."
Poirot raised a brow.
"Her mother?"
A midwife's daughter, not noble. Her marriage to the Maharaja was a negotiation with tradition. The Queen wore this always, under her blouse, against the skin.
Poirot's tone sharpened.
"But now it lies buried in her death place."
Then she took it off?
Varma said. Poirot stepped forward, eyes narrowing.
"Or someone removed it."
A heavy silence followed.
She feared the council.
The priest said finally.
They wanted her out. Said she walked at night, prayed too long, heard things.
"A portrait of madness?"
Poirot asked softly.
More like inconvenience.
"And now the locket has returned."
Poirot murmured.
"Without rust, without moss, recently placed."
"A message?"
Nikhil offered.
"No."
Poirot said.
"A mistake."
Back in his room, Poirot placed the locket beside his notes. He wrote,
"Something was missing. Not poison, not trauma, but identity. It was not a murder. It was an undoing.
That night, Poirot summoned Miss Masterson. She arrived quietly, shawl drawn tight, unease plain in her eyes.
Monsieur Poirot.
He gestured for her to sit.
Tell me again. Everything about the night the Maharani died. Even the smallest details.
She was reading to the prince.
Miss Masterson said.
I left briefly, for 10 minutes, to get his drawings. When I returned, she had fallen forward.
Poirot's voice was gentle but focused.
Her attire?
Pale blue sari, gold trim, the usual earrings.
And the locket?
She paused.
Number. She always wore it beneath her blouse. But that night, it was gone.
She stood, but hesitated.
Something else, she whispered. I saw movement. From the pond, not wind, ripples. Something or someone watching.
Later, Poirot returned to the garden alone. Moonlight silvered the path. The jasmine vines exhaled their perfume. At the edge of the lotus pond, he bent down. There it was. A footprint, broad, deep, the heel distinct, the direction clear, leading away from the pond toward a narrow hedge path behind the Queen's pavilion. The next day, Poirot summoned Nikhil.
Send for Colonel Rajesh.
Poirot said.
Now?
Nikhil asked.
Now!
10 minutes later, the colonel arrived, not in uniform, but in loose linen, a book in one hand, civility tightly wound.
You sent for me?
Poirot gestured toward the footprint.
You walk this path often?
Occasionally.
Would you mind stepping beside it?
A pause. Then Rajesh obeyed. His foot landed within an inch of the mark. A perfect match. Poirot tilted his head.
You were near the pavilion the night the Maharani died.
Rajesh's face darkened.
You opposed the marriage, opposed the child's legitimacy. Like Devdan Singh, you had motive.
Rajesh's jaw clenched.
I went to speak to her.
Why?
She sent a letter to the council demanding her son's name be entered. I went to warn her it would not be accepted.
You argued?
She listened calmly, too calmly.
And then?
I left. I didn't harm her.
Poirot believed him, but someone had followed him. Later that day, Poirot called the household to the great hall. It was a cavernous chamber, arched ceilings, towering columns, carpets faded from sun and secrets. One by one, they entered. Lady Rukmini, regal and cold. Colonel Rajesh, tight-lipped. Dr. Mishra, hands trembling. Miss Masterson, pale. Nikhil, silent. Acharya Varma, serene. And finally, the Maharaja, borne in on a carved chair. Poirot stepped forward.
There is a pattern in this palace,
He began.
older than anyone here, and it begins with erasure.
Silence.
3 deaths, all unexplained, all connected. Each victim held a truth, one that threatened the line of succession.
Poirot turned, voice sharp.
Devdan Singh discovered the genealogy. The Brahmin confirmed the boy's sacred rights. The Maharani spoke too openly.
He faced Lady Rukmini.
You called her unfit, dismissed her as unstable, but you didn't kill her. You planted doubt.
She rose.
This is offensive.
Poirot's voice did not rise, but it deepened.
Yet someone took that doubt and acted.
He turned to Dr. Mishra.
You altered records, signed vague certificates, destroyed the truth.
The doctor stammered.
I was instructed.
By whom?
Poirot turned once more.
To someone who passed unnoticed, who moved in every room, listened, whispered.
A pause. From the shadowed archway, a figure stepped forward. Not Nikhil. The real Nikhil. Gasps broke through the silence. Poirot lifted a hand, then faced the impostor.
The man I met in Bombay was not Nikhil Raj. He wore his face, his name, but he was someone else.
Poirot walked to the man. Gently, he removed the red mourning thread from his wrist, a thread worn not by a servant, but by a brother.